in a recent call with Intel's Ryan Shrout about the performance of its 11th generation H-series laptop processors, he took some time out to throw some serious shade Apple's way. And of course he did, because it's not like Intel has anything better to spend their brain space on or their money space on right now, do they? Oh. Sponsored by Brilliant. After getting caught faking the MacBooks and just every book, Intel faked another Mac ad. Intel has to have been learned, right? There is just no way some fragile ego micro peon in Marcom's or the exec team could screw this up again. Or worse, could they?
Stop, hang on, wait.
According to Intel, it's the poor gaming experience of a Mac that makes its own devices superior. Gotcha. It's not the computing experience, the creator experience. If you want that, for sure, get a Mac. It's just the poor gaming experience that should drive you straight into the arms of, well, not Intel, because both Xbox and PlayStation went AMD.
Oh, damn.
This wasn't an idle boast either. Intel has thrown some serious research behind its feeling. Now, I'm not going to pretend that money wasted on facts for feelings attack marketing would be better spent on getting Intel's chipset business turned right round, baby, right round, because those are totally different departments and staff. But honestly, at this point, would it really hurt to have just everyone in the company aligned and focused on making Intel better, getting out and helping to push? Not only are Apple Macs rubbish because they run Apple's own M1 silicon, which is obviously inferior to what Intel used to make, and stop the record and rewind that, because the M1, which is an ultra low power part, has some of the best single core pure performance in the industry and the absolute best performance efficiency in the industry, but it's rubbish and obviously inferior to Intel's aggressively hot, egregiously power-hungry chips that were so delayed they had to invent a tick-tock, optimize cycle while Apple was pushing out new silicon architecture generations and gains year over year over year. Does Webster's really need to subtweet the definition of rubbish here, or is that abundantly, hilariously obvious by now? But over half the most popular games don't even run on the platform. And that's actually totally fair. Apple has never focused on high-end gaming on the Mac, and even when they included higher-end AMD graphics cards, they never optimized for gaming at all. And maybe one day that'll change with a higher-end Apple TV or VR headset product, but maybe not. And we can only expect that when we see it. So for now, totally fair. What of emulators, I hear you ask? Who's asking? Intel's marketing department? Yeah, they, as in Intel's marketing department, had that covered too, by showing off Valheim running appallingly through Parallels. Now, normally I would never be all in before cliche toxic pedant comment guy, but Parallels is virtualization, not emulation, and I point that out now only because you can't virtualize x86 Windows on M1, only Windows for ARM, which has nothing to really do with Intel, unless we're like,
spoilers,
talking about Intel Macs, in which case you can boot camp into Windows on an Intel Mac for native level performance, which just once again has Intel own-goaling themselves not as a significant differentiator in the PC space, but as a commodity part where everything significant or differentiated comes merely from running Windows on top of them. The red in this graph is actually an Intel-powered MacBook Pro. There we go. Using a Core i9 9980HK compared to the Core i5 11400H. Proof, if it were needed, that PCs are just better. Or proof that 11th generation Intel runs faster than 9th generation Intel, and no, wait, I take it all back. This is actually 5D chess 9000 IQ level Marcoms. If what Intel wants to do is show just exactly why Apple had no choice but to yoke them completely in exchange for M-series custom silicon on the Mac. So the fact that you can't game properly on a Mac means that Apple should probably give up and go home. Totally, shut it all down. Return the money to shareholders and Michael Dell. It was fun and trillions of dollars while it lasted. If only there was a reality where a small percentage of PC customers, so small that it would be incomprehensibly weird for Apple to be living so rent-free, so always in Intel's brain space, if Intel wasn't either no wrath like a supplier scorn or scared, just chipless by M1 all in of itself as an existential threat to their stalled silicon business. If only there was a reality where people who preferred the overall experience of the Mac but also wanted higher-end gaming couldn't also get a dedicated gaming console or rig running, again, in the case of the former, AMD. Because that's just exactly what a crap ton of PC laptop owners have done and continue to do. And with the price to performance ratio of an M1 MacBook Air, that might even be the killeriest of combos in the business right now. But I'm still surprised that Intel is so angry about it all. I even asked if Intel was burning its bridges with Apple. The answer was that Apple has been very public about moving to its own silicon and that it is now a competitor. All's fair in love and war, I guess. And it's not like Apple hasn't taken more than their fair share of potshots at Android and Windows competitors over the years.
Longer battery life. Plug it in. Where are you going? Just plug it in.
They even came closer than ever to making a direct Intel slapback during the M1 iMac intro in April.
The logic board and thermals were huge because of the power-hungry processor.
But Apple is only making custom silicon for their own custom computers, which is not a significant share of the market or something that would qualify them as competitors in anything outside Intel's clearly obsessed mind right now. And Apple, for their part, has been surprisingly, startlingly polite about Intel, not just now, but over the years. They've bitten their tongues nearly completely off, as Intel's constant delays have pushed back the release date of new Mac models by months or more over the years. And their failure to meet process shrink roadmaps had MacBooks running like TDP Mac space heaters for nearly half a decade. And even during direct questionings at press briefings, hell, between press briefings, Apple Marcoms would always just smile and keep Intel completely unthrown from under any buses for years. And now they pretty much just don't talk about Intel at all. And maybe that's what's gotten Intel so pissy. Not that Apple walked away, but that Apple just never looked back, never answered their late-night thirst text, never reacted at all to their constant self-owning, beyond cringe embarrassing attention-seeking. That's like watching the death throes of a once apex predator dinosaured down not by an M1 meteor from the heavens, but by a shame comet of their own complacency. Maybe that's what's got Intel so mad. And about the only thing that I can think of that would help them now is if the entire exec and Marcoms team sign up for Brilliant. Stat. It's this awesome website and app that teaches algorithms and neural networks, math, science and computer science, and critically, logic and deduction, but also physics, quantum mechanics, game theory, cryptocurrency, and so much more. And it's all built on a foundation of learning while doing and solving real challenges in real time, with no memorizing long, messy formulas or fact sheets, no tests or grades, just instant feedback that coaches you bit by bit so you can rapidly improve and learn fundamental concepts literally before you even realize it. So if you want to save Intel from themselves one day, you can get your start with Brilliant today. Just go to brilliant.org/Rene Ritchie or click the link in the description. Pick a course and have at it. Brilliant.org/Rene Ritchie. And clicking on that link really helps out the channel. Hit the playlist above for more Intel versus Apple drama. All the tea, broken down, all for you. Just hit that playlist and I'll see you in the next video.